Good evening, friends. So today's topic is Transoxiana. This is very important geographical region. No matter you are studying medieval history of India, Asia, or Europe, you will frequently come across this term. So we should have some basic knowledge about this term. So let's start. Transoxiana or Mawra-un Nahr. Mawra-un Nahr is a Arabic word. This is the ancient name used for the portion of Central Asia corresponding with modern day Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, southern Kyrgyzstan, and southwest Kazakhstan. Okay. Geographically, it is the region between the Amu Darya and Sir Darya. Darya means river, so it is the region between Amu River and Sir River. Amu River is also called Oxus River, and Sir River is also called Jaxartes River. Okay, Jaxartes River. So this is the area between Oxus River and Jaxartes River. When Arabs uh, when they conquered this area, they gave it name Mawra-un Nahr. Mawra-un Nahr means beyond river. So this is also refers beyond Oxus River. Ancient Iranians they have used word Turan for this area. This word has been used in Shahnama. Have you heard about Shahnama? Shahnama means the Book of Kings. It is the long epic poem written by famous Persian poet Firdausi. Okay, Firdausi was contemporary of Mahmud of Ghazni. He wrote this book somewhere between 977 to 1010 CE. This is very famous book. In this book, Firdausi have used word Turan for this Transoxiana region. In Romans, they called it Transoxiana. So, what this region was before Romans? In there was one first Persian empire called Achaemenid Empire. Okay, Achaemenid Empire or Achaemenid Dynasty. Under this dynasty, this area was a province or satrapy named Sogdiana. This area was called Sogdiana under that Achaemenid dynasty. This Achaemenid dynasty is also called First Persian dynasty and very famous dynasty having large area around 5.5 million square kilometer. And Achaemenid dynasty is a successful model for a centralized bureaucratic administration, famous for its multicultural policy, for building roads, postal systems, for using official language across territories, for developing civil services and large professional army. So this empire, Achaemenid dynasty or first Persian dynasty could be considered as first superpower. Even the Alexander the Great, he was an avid admirer of this dynasty and founder of this dynasty. Founder of this Achaemenid dynasty was Cyrus the Great. Okay, Cyrus the Great. He was the founder of Achaemenid dynasty. So under Achaemenid dynasty, this Sogdiana province was there. So when in later years Alexander the Great he conquered these areas around 33 BC, he renamed that Sogdiana province as Transoxiana. So what Transoxiana means? Trans-Oxus, beyond Oxus River. Okay. So this is Amu Darya or Oxus River. This is Sir Darya or Jaxartes River. This Amu Darya got its name from this city, Amul. Okay. So area between these two rivers is Transoxiana or area beyond river or area beyond Oxus River. Okay, this is Transoxiana. On northwest to this area is Khwarizm and west to this area, west or southwest is Khorasan. Khorasan is also an important region. We will discuss this in later lectures. There are two famous cities, Samarkand and Bukhara. Okay, so this is the Transoxiana region. This was the northeastern part of Hellenistic culture. So what happened when Greeks they conquered this area, Middle or Western Asia, this area becomes Hellenized. What it means? The culture and language of Greeks because Greeks are called Hellenes. So their culture and language had impact on this area. So this area became Hellenized. So this was the northeastern part of that area under Greeks. Okay. In Sassanid times, it became a major cultural center due to the wealth derived from the northern Silk Road. So, who is this Sassanid times or Sassanid dynasty? Sassanid dynasty again was the empire of Iranians, also called Neo-Persian Empire. Okay, this was the last Persian imperial dynasty before the Muslim conquest in mid 7th century. Name this Sassanid names comes from House of Sassan. Okay, and it endured for over 4 centuries between 224 AD to 651 AD. These 4 centuries it endured. This Sassanid dynasty re-established the Iranians as a superpower, and they were having they were neighboring their arch rival Roman Byzantine Empire. Okay, so during the Sassanid times, during these centuries, because of the increase in trade on northern Silk Road, this area became a major cultural center. So what is Silk Road? Silk Road is the system of roads which provided trade and military movements and cultural exchanges between China and the West. Okay, it started from this ancient trade route started from China, originating in the early capital of Xi'an, and then going up to Bactria, Persia, and Rome. So, northernmost part of this Silk Road is called Northern Silk Road. So, that Northern Silk Road uh, trade increased tremendously under Sassanid dynasty. So, due to that, they got the wealth, and then due to this became a major cultural center because of interacts among peoples. What happened when Muslim conquest of Iran or Persia happened? Many Persian nobles and landlords they escaped that region and they came and settled in this region, Transoxiana region. Okay, so between 705 and 715 AD, Muslim and Arabs they started attacking and they captured major part of this area. After that, it came under Abbasid, Umayyad and Abbasid caliphs. So Umayyad and Abbasid caliphs they ruled this area between 715 to 819 AD, and they called it Mawra un Nahr. Mawra un Nahr means beyond river. See, this is the Sassanid dynasty. This is the dynasty. This is Eastern Roman Empire or Byzantine Empire. This dynasty, it existed between 224 AD to 651 AD, and because of the increase in trade on northern Silk Road, this area became the major cultural center due to the wealth and due to the interaction among peoples, and because uh, when you got interaction among different people, uh, the culture develops, composite culture develops. Samarkand and Bukhara, these were two major cities in this area. They were the cultural centers of Persian culture and civilization after the Islamic conquest of Iran. I told you when Islamic conquest of Iran happened, many people escaped from that area and they came and settled in this area. So these cities became the centers of Persian culture and civilization after Islamic conquest of Iran. And they played a crucial role in revival of Persian culture with establishment of the Samanid dynasty. Samanid dynasty was again one Sunni Iranian empire between 819 to 999. So this is after Muslim conquest. Till 819 it was under Abbasid caliphs. After that, this Iranian dynasty came, and during this time, these cities played a crucial role in revival of Persian culture. When Genghis Khan, founder of the Mongol Empire, he was going to conquest Khwarizm, he invaded Transoxiana because Transoxiana was on the way to Khwarizm. So on 1219 AD, he invaded this area. And when before his death, he assigned his empire, or he divided his empire among four of his sons. This area of Transoxiana came under second son named Chagatai, and on this name, this area came under Chagatai Khanate. Okay. The Timur, who was the leader of Barlas tribe, in 1369 he ruled this area and he made the Samarkand city the capital of his empire. Okay. During his time, this became a great center of Muslim civilization. Okay. And it kept flourishing. So this is Chagatai Khanate. You can see this is the Mongol Empire, and when it was divided among four sons of Genghis Khan, this called Khanate of the Great Khan. This is Chagatai Khanate. This is Samarkand. This is our Transoxiana area. This is the Khanate of Golden Horde. This is the Il Khanate. We will study more about them when we will discuss the Mongols. So before Islamic conquest of this area, the principal religion was Zoroastrianism. Zoroastrianism. And there were Buddhism, Christianity, Manichaeism, and Mazdakism. Okay, also prevalent in that area. So, what is this Manichaeism? There was one Persian prophet called Mani between 216 to 274 AD. He founded this sect. So, this is the time of Sasanian dynasty. And what is the Mazdakism? Mazdakism is again an offshoot of Zoroastrianism. Okay, this religion has been called one of the most noteworthy example of pre-modern communism. Okay, pre-modern communism. This religion again was founded during Sasanian Empire by one guy called Zerdust, but it has not been named on Zerdust. Rather, it has been named after its most prominent advocate, Mazdak. Okay, it has been named on after this guy, Mazdak. So, before Islamic conquest of this area, Zoroastrianism was the principal religion, but there were many followers of Buddhism, Christianity, Manichaeism, and Mazdakism. But after Islamic conquest of this area, this religious diversity was gradually eroded. Means Islamic religion became the prominent religion of this area. So let's summarize who all ruled this area. Initially, it was under Achaemenid dynasty. Then it came under Alexander the Great. Then after that, Seleucid Empire. After that, Greco-Bactrian Empire. Then Parthian Empire. Then Kushan Empire. Then Sassanid dynasty. Then Hun Empire. Then Arabs. Then Umayyad and Abbasid caliphs. Then Samanid dynasty, then under Khwarezmians, then Mongol Empire, then Chagatai Khanate, and then Timurid Empire. And between 1785 to 1873, it was under Emirate of Bukhara. Emirate of Bukhara. Okay. And then from 1873 to 1920, it was under Russian Empire. And from 1920 to 1991, it was under Soviet Union. So after dissolution of Soviet Union in 1991, its present day countries came like Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan. Okay, so this was all about Transoxiana, guys. In next video, we will discuss Khorasan, that is also a very important area. So till that time, take